Finally, back to Latin America, to Peru, for a look at the obstacles to farming in the remote area around Cuzco and the Urubamba Valley. It's a slow and arduous process scraping a living from the land here, 13,000 feet up in the Andes. Methods have hardly progressed in 500 years, and the tool this peasant uses might have come straight from the hands of one of his Incan ancestors. It takes a unique breed of people to toil in the thin mountain air on land that's poor and unyielding. The Indians are stolid, resigned, but cheerful. They have to be in a country like this. It's a region of deep, dramatic valleys that defy communications and make journeys tough and time-consuming. Views on a scale to inspire the occasional visitor, but the daunting terrain presents nothing but problems for those who have to live and work here. Tiny homes cluster together on the valley floor. There's nowhere else level enough to build a village. The walls of the valleys are too steep to use as building land or for normal cultivation. In this region, flat land's at a premium. It's one of two basic shortages which hamper even the simplest farming efforts. Water is the other. The rainy season's short in the highlands, and precious water would soon evaporate without a sophisticated irrigation system to collect and distribute it. But water at the turn of a tap is only a pipe dream in the remote Urubamba. For their supply, today's inhabitants of the region are no better off than the Incas. Their water's still brought down the valley sides to the villages in the same way, and in most cases the same channels as in Incan times.
Párate. Stella.
Ahora, vente.
Vente.
It's strange, though true, that modern-day Indians here have found few fresh solutions to the problems of daily life since the area was home to one of the world's most advanced civilizations, the era of the Incas. The remains of their work are still giving their descendants lessons. This is the vast Incan fortress of Sacsayhuaman, built to defend the ancient capital, Cuzco. It was here that the Incas fought their last battles against the Spanish conquistadors. The fortress consisted of 3 parallel tiers of ramparts, each running 1,500 feet. Even by modern standards, it's a colossal structure. 30,000 men labored for over 20 years to build it, hauling the vast limestone blocks by hand over wooden rollers. The bricks are so precisely fitted, it's impossible to slide a knife blade between them. For all their engineering sophistication, the Incas never discovered the principle of the arch, so instead they used this simple alternative. The Incas were great builders, but like today's Indians, they were also farmers. The nearest they had to a domesticated animal was the llama, which is still the mainstay of the Andean peasant. It's one of the few animals able to thrive on the high valley slopes where the air is rare and the going's rough. Together with the alpaca and the vicuna, llamas provided varying grades of wool. It's still spun by the womenfolk into cloth for blankets, sacking and clothing, some of which is used for bartering within the village and on the rarer trips to the market at Cuzco. The llama's outwardly odd, but it's well adapted to conditions in the Andes. So too is another Incan innovation, the spectacular terraces, or andanes. Carved out of the valley walls, they release thousands of acres for cultivation. Their scale's breathtaking. The terraces are a vast yet simple answer to the land shortage. They're typical of the Incan approach. Another Incan concept is the complex irrigation system, which is still very much in action today. The Indians haven't built their own culverts and aqueducts. They still rely instead on the unique network of channels constructed by the Incas. The centuries-old system traps water flowing from the snow level even higher up the mountains and diverts it into watercourses running safely to the valley floor. The Incas were superb water engineers. Apart from the culverts, they built reservoirs and public baths supplied with fresh water from the mountainside. Spanning gorges, crossing natural obstacles. Even today, the Incan system carries vital water wherever it's needed, and not a drop is wasted. Having used the Incas' irrigation system, the Indians are focusing their attention on the old terraces. They've been disused for centuries, but the Indians are now realizing that turning the clock back and recultivating them might provide an answer to the land shortage. It's hard work clearing the terraces of rubble, the debris of 5 centuries. Because of the remote location of the terraces, no mechanical means can be used. So it's a case of many hands lightening the work, human chain fashion. Every pair of hands is welcome. It's not too difficult to get volunteers. Everyone realizes that clearing the terraces will mean more space to grow maize and olucos, a variety of sweet potato. More food means more money and a better future. That promise is enough to spur on even the reluctant workers. Some farms have sprung up around the old Incan baths and reservoirs to take advantage of the ready-made water supply. Peru's a country lacking in agricultural land and burdened by an inefficient agrarian system. Its high birth rate creates nearly 500,000 more mouths to feed every year. And whether those babies are born on tiny farms or in the cities, they face a life of almost inescapable poverty. Here in Urubamba, the Indians have at least hope. Thanks to the ingenuity of their Incan ancestors, these farmers and their families have a fighting chance. Their operation to clear the terraces is one sign they are taking it.